Welcome back to the PathMonk Presents podcast. PathMonk is the AI for website conversions. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. PathMonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50% by adding PathMonk to your website in seconds, letting the artificial intelligence do all the work, and increase conversions while you keep doing marketing as usual. Check us out on pathmonk.com. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of PathMonk Presents. We're really excited for today's episode. We've got Reb Risty, the VP of Marketing over at Optima Office. Reb, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks, you, Camden.
No problem. So, we're really looking forward to learning about Optima Office today and all the work that you're doing as VP of Marketing over there. But to get started, I thought we could give our audience a little bit of a background, if you will, about Optima Office. Can you tell us just a little bit, what's it all about? Tell us about the company, just a little bit of background.
Yeah, so Optima Office is an outsourced accounting and HR firm. And basically what we do is we provide your full accounting team from your bookkeeper to your CFO. So smaller businesses, medium-sized businesses can't always afford or need a full-time CFO or a senior accounting manager. Most businesses need a bookkeeper. So what Optima does is they help their clients kind of fill the gaps on their team, or we can provide the full outsourced accounting team, like I said, from bookkeeper to CFO, so that the client can be very strategic as well as get their tactical accounting done. And then on the HR side, which is very popular because we're located in California. So we have a lot of HR regulations. And the HR side, we do everything from HR management, doing your handbooks, and then recruiting as well are some of our key services on the HR side. So all that back office stuff that makes sure that you stay compliant, that your books are good, and that you're financially and operationally HR secure. That's what Optima does for their clients.
Excellent intro. Very well said. So now that everyone knows a little bit about Optima, I want to focus on what you guys are doing from a growth and marketing perspective. So to get things started, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the companies or industries that you typically serve and what sort of problems are you solving for them?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We are doing so much. So Optima is really industry agnostic. So because our bench is pretty wide, we have almost 100 employees in very different seats, but they also come with a ton of background. So whether the client's in construction or manufacturing or nonprofit, we have a leader or somebody who can fill those roles within those different industries. And then what we're really helping clients with is that gap. Usually, company gets to a certain point and they need that more strategic, more experienced person on their team, but there's budget constraints or other things that are going on. And so Optima is a great fit for them because we can really come in, hit the ground running, and provide that client what they need immediately. And most clients are coming to us, they've lost their CFO or their bookkeepers maybe messed up something, or their CPA can never get their taxes filed in time because their, accounting team's not getting whatever in, or they're just not making really sound financial decisions for their business because they don't have the information in their hands. And so that's where Optima can come in and help them out. And I like to think that most of our clients leave a lot smarter, a lot more relaxed, and business owners themselves, it takes them out of that financial seat so that they can go focus on what they're good at, which is hopefully running their business, providing that service, doing that product, whatever that is.
That's an excellent answer. And I can totally see a lot of use cases for this, right? Especially when that saying that you used, hit the ground running, right? When something goes wrong and you need to find someone to fill in the gap, there's usually some sort of hole that's been left behind. Not having to go through that process of getting someone up to speed with, your business's standard operating procedures and, the typical operations in-house. Someone that already knows what to do from day one, they can get in, they can start evaluating what's going on and put together a plan of how to move forward. Like this sounds like an awesome service.
Yeah.
In terms of the audience. I think it's pretty clear. It sounds like anyone that could really use some sort of, let's say, fractional accounting services or HR services. How does this audience typically find out about you? What sort of acquisition channels are they typically coming through?
Yeah, we're heavily word of mouth. I mean, if you think about the CFO role in particular, you're probably not searching. You may be looking for like how to fix my problem. And so we do, SEO and we are writing keywords for those types of things. So, but usually we're heavily referral based. Some of our best partners in the CPAs, bakers, they're working as trusted advisors as we are to our clients. So a client may not even know that they need a CFO or a change on their team. The bookkeeper's doing CFO work, which is not good. You want, segregation of duties as well. So usually they're maybe talking to their coach or their banker and they're like, hey, especially the banking team, like I mentioned, the CFO or the CPA, like they just don't have the numbers, so they can't get the reports they need. And that's a really good signal to them, like, hey, you should probably meet someone at Optima. They can help you. They can find somebody to really come in and help you be more strategic and financially sound. And then on the HR side, oh my gosh, I would say our HR team really blew up over COVID, especially in California, with all the things that going on with remote work and different regulations and government changing every month what your had rights to. And so on the HR side, man, our team is amazing. And are they helping our clients just mitigate issues? And unfortunately, I think, a lot of clients, they get themselves in a situation where I don't want to say they're getting sued, but maybe they're in a potential situation where they could be. It's so easy with employees to be trying to do the right thing, but then you do the wrong thing. And then you really, really need a good marketing or HR team that can come in and help mitigate those issues, make sure you're set up for success, and make sure you're doing right things that make your employees happy as well. So referral based heavily, but we are changing things up on the marketing side.
Excellent. Really well said. Really well put together. I'm almost sold myself. Maybe I should be reaching out to you guys.
Well, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. So
You've got the pick down really well.
yeah, yeah. Well, and as a business owner too, I totally get it.
The next question I wanted to roll into is a little bit about the website. So I know that the website is always key, and I checked out the Optima Office website. It looks great. It's well designed. It definitely provides the information that everyone's looking for. What role does the website play in terms of client acquisition? Are there any major strengths or weaknesses of the website, and what sort of work has gone into the website?
Oh, geez. So our website has gone through a lot of work. We decided to go onto the HubSpot platform 2 years ago, and we were convinced to move the site and everything onto the platform. And that itself has created some challenges of just, learning curve and getting everything moved over. HubSpot is currently on our internal team. We're doing a huge overhaul with the sales and marketing campaigns, because we are going to start doing a much more strategic effort to do outbound marketing. And the website we've always approached the website as a key component as our online footprint, our online brochure, if you want to call it that. We haven't been heavily, focused on trying to convert a lot on the site, but that really is changing this year and going into next year. Our strategy is really to do more outbound paid ads. We've always done SEO and we've been fairly successful in that, but now we're really going to work on conversion rates and trying to convert that traffic. So we've been fortunate. Our site gets a lot of traffic. We're seeing, people filling out the forms. We're able to capture a lot of that data in HubSpot, which is great. We're working with the sales team, trying to connect that ROI, which is like the marketer's dream, right? Just please tell me all this effort is worth something and my boss appreciates it. So there's so many facets, and that website is really core to what we do on the marketing side, but especially even more now as we do start to focus more on outbound strategies and trying to build a site that's really going to convert more than it has
Yeah.
before.
And I do know that when you put together a website that converts more, everything else looks good, right? So if your website's getting more conversions, the PPC results look better, the SEO results look better, the outbound results look better. Kind of the conversions are the core of all of it. And Yeah, we definitely know a thing or two about that ourselves over here at Pathmonk.
Yeah.
Next question I wanted to move on to. Um, I wanted to move on to a little bit less about Optima Office and a little bit more about Reb as the VP of marketing and kind of like who you are and what you do on a daily basis. So maybe you can tell me, where do you go to figure out new tools, new tips, new methods, or just to kind of grow as a marketing individual?
Podcasts first for sure. And there's this one I really love. I'm sure you are, as am I, really interested in AI. I'm so curious on like how it's evolving, how other marketers are using AI. So there's a couple AI podcasts that I listen to regularly, just so I'm just staying on top of like all the different changes, like the big talk, I'm sure you know, is right now because Claude released projects. I've been focusing on chat, custom GPTs. Second to that, I like to just get on newsletters again and read like what's hot, what's going out there, what are other marketers doing. And then third, I'm in a couple of groups, mastermind groups. So one I just recently joined that's all about AI and trying to create, automations and how to leverage that to create efficiencies and get more time back in your day, which I'm all about. And then another mastermind that is more focused on our CRM and kind of more strategic business decision making around that. But yeah, I really try to just stay in the know of what other marketers are doing. Otherwise, you get too like pat into your hole, right? Like you just like start looking heads down, and I try to keep my head up every once in a while.
A mastermind class about how to reclaim more time and utilize the time more effectively. That sounds like something I would love to be a part of. Maybe after this call we can talk a little bit about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I will be happy to introduce you to that.
Next question. What are some of the key tasks that you focus on when we talk about like your day-to-day work? So you're starting your day, like what are some of the typical things you start with? And every single day you want to make sure you get through X, Y, and Z.
Oh my gosh. Well, I definitely have, a priority list. Try to go into the day after the gym, and I'm actually have a Korean tutor, so I'm learning Korean again. So I do that in my morning. But when I do get to my desk, the first thing is I try to prioritize the top 3 things I'm going to do. And the best way that we do that, so we have kind of best practices in our team, and we use Asana for all of our internal team project management. And the first thing everyone on the team is supposed to do is go look at their tasks, like what's in red, what is hanging out there that you've been avoiding that you need to get done. Is it something you have to do today, or does it need to get updated, all that. So that's our number one thing we do as a team. Second thing is then we go into the Asana inbox. So we try to keep all of internal team communication outside of our regular email, and we really try to focus on like capturing the data in Asana, making sure that we're giving clear instruction to each other, and actual deadlines. Otherwise, as we all do, if I don't have a deadline, well, then it will never or may never get done. Yeah. Yeah. So I would say that's kind of the best that we've found for keeping the team on track and myself on track. So I kind of live and breathe out of Asana, and it's worked so far. Sometimes things get a little crazy in there. Ours is massive. We've got a lot of projects going on, but it's the only way that we found to keep the two together.
Some sort of project management system, whether it's Asana, Trello, Monday. But I think any of those are kind of key to making sure that you get your priority items focused on and completed in a relatively good amount of time, because otherwise, like you said, they're just going to keep getting pushed and pushed and pushed.
Yeah.
I want to move a little bit into the closing stages of the conversation. We're going to be going through what we call the rapid fire round. And so these are going to be some relatively quick questions where we're looking for short, crisp answers, kind of the first thing that comes to your head. They'll be a little bit more playful, but hopefully you'll like them. So number one, a nice easy one. What's the last book that you read?
What was the name of it? Court of Thorn and Roses. It's a whole series. So my sister helped me do it.
I'll have to add it to my list. Next one, in terms of technology, if there were no boundaries in technology, what would be the one thing that you would want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Meetings. If I didn't have to go to as many meetings, that would be awesome.
kind of like an AI version of yourself to going on to call me. A clone of Reb. Sound nice. The next one, if you could automate any repetitive task, what would it be?
My calendar. Somehow I haven't figured that out.
Yeah, that's a good one, and definitely not the first time we've heard that on this call either. A lot of different people have said that before. And then moving on to the next question, what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your career as a marketer today?
Oh my gosh. Don't overthink it.
Well, yeah, I would agree. I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with. And I think those are some very wise words, even things that I think about all the time. Oh, did I do the right thing? Did I say it the right way? Yeah. As soon as
Yeah.
the call, you're overthinking them immediately. It's really wise words. Okay, so that's going to actually wrap things up. I want to say, Reb, thank you so much for joining. But before we end things off, I want to give you the final word. And the final word is this. If someone watching this podcast was to forget everything that they just heard, what's the one thing that they should remember about Optima Office?
Oh, that's a good one too.
That you don't have to do your accounting and HR by yourself. In fact, you shouldn't.
There's always someone out there to help, and Optima Office has those people ready for you. Really well said. Thank you so much, Fred. We appreciate your time on the call today. Thank you so much for joining. Let's please stay in touch and look forward to chatting in the future.
All right. Thanks, Kevin.
Reb.